The tabletop board game industry has seen its revenue nearly doubled in the last 5 years, and it's easy to rationalize these days spending the same, if not more, on a tabletop game than on a video game. And while board games have existed since 3500 BC, horror movie board games are still fairly new in the tabletop industry. The earliest game I know of dates back to 1975, and that was for Jaws.
Jaws. Jaws. Jaws. Jaws is the game where you try to fish out what's in the jaws of the great white shark.
I'm going for the camera. Made it.
But be careful, because if you remove the wrong piece, the jaws will get you. You're out. Jaws. It's you against the great white shark and each other from Ideal.
1978, we saw Dawn of the Dead get a board game, and the following year we saw Alien get a board game. But rather than traveling down that rabbit hole of horror games and horror movie board games, not saying that I don't want to, because believe me, when I started doing some research for this intro, I was itching away to dive into 20 to 30 hours of doing that research. But depending on how many likes and how many views this video gets, along with some of our other views in this series, maybe I'll come back to it. Maybe it'll be something for Halloween. However, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of 40 hours of research only to get 100 views. That's a lot of work, and I can be doing a lot of other videos to get a lot more views. So if you like this video and you want to see more about board games, make sure you like. And if you're watching on TV, hit the arrow up. Hit the like button there as well. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, hey, do that now. And when we're done, leave a couple of comments just to say hello. I don't know about you, but as a child, I had a lot of board games. But, unfortunately, I was an only child, so many of my days, unfortunately, led to me pulling out board games, setting them up, and just staring, wondering how fun it would be to play a game like Thunder Road, a game like Mad Max. Or Star Wars Return of the Jedi, Battle at Zarlak's Pit. Some of these games that I had were really cool to look at, I guess. Gather dust. In fact, Nightmare on Elm Street, the Freddy game, believe it or not, had it as a kid, never played it. Go figure. It took me over 30 years to finally play that game, and having to go out and find it and buy it for over $100. But it's a fun game. However, we're not here to talk about that today, or my sad, lonely childhood. We're here to talk about Scream the Game by Funko, retailing for $19.99. The game where you finally get to battle up against Ghostface himself as a character that nobody else playing in the game is.
Would you like to play a game? Uh-oh, this party got wild. Everybody at the Mocker House, show me a phone or you'll end up in a body bag. Tick-tock, tick-tock. You're all out of time.
Before we dive into the basic rules of the games and how to play, let's take a look at the game itself. Cover art is pretty basic. but it's to the point. There's what we see behind the box. Brief little summary. Comes with this Ghostface little minifigure. Not bad. I like it. Then, of course, we have the board game itself, which details out 4 locations from Scream 5. Plus, we have the pool hall, the high school, the hospital, and the Mocker House. So it only makes sense to me that this is part 5. We have the knife. Let's talk about the details of this game. First, it's rated PG-13, or as Funko would advise you, ages 13 and up. If your son, daughter has seen the movie and they're 10, they can play the game. If they're 8 and you let them watch the movie, they can play the game too. It's not that difficult. And on the app, which we'll talk about in a second, it has settings for hard and moderate, and it also has for explicit and non-explicit. Now, we played the explicit version, and honestly, it seemed pretty tame. The next thing that we want to do is download the app from your mobile Play Store, and it is the Funko Screenplay app. Once you have that download, if you have 4 players, which we are set up for here, you're going to enter the players into the phone, you're going to choose your difficulty level, and you're going to set it to explicit or non-explicit. The next thing to do is go into your scene cards. So you need to look at your scene cards, and you'll see at the bottom left hand side there is a player indicator. So if you're playing with 4 players, you want to remove any of the cards that are for 5+ players, 6+ players, 7+ players, because you are playing a timed game with Ghostface. So that means you're playing with the right amount of scenes for the right amount of players for your game. So you take these, put them back in the box, you're not going to need them again. You then deal out 1 scene card to every single player. It must remain face down until we are ready to start. 3 Scream cards to every single player, and let's take a look at those. So we have 5 cards. We have the keys, we have popcorn, we have a stab DVD, we have a blood droplet, and we have a cell phone. These cards are great to have in your hand, but then there's the cards that have Ghostface's face on them. So as you can see here, same exact cards, they just have Ghostface's face on them. And what that means is at certain points in the game, Ghostface is going to call you, he's going to target a specific person, and he's going to ask you if you have any cards with his face on it. But it's not that easy, because he's going to ask,
do you see my handsome face on any of your cards? 3 or more, and you're out of luck.
If you don't have any of those cards when he calls back, you're safe. If you do have more than 3 cards with Ghostface's face on them, now everybody has to speed up how quickly they move on their turns, because you have to quickly discard those cards before he calls back so that you don't lose those 3 cards or your entire hand if you have more than 3. To start the game, everybody can take a look at the hand that they have. This is a strategy game. That means we all work together to beat Ghostface. So we can talk about the cards that are in our hands, or just lay them down like that just to make it easier, because this is fast paced and you're going to need your hands free to do things as you're playing the game. When you're ready to start, you hit start on your phone. Everybody flips over their scene cards. Their scene cards are going to match what's on the board, so it'll be a 1 of 4 locations that you have. There'll be the hospital, the Mocker House, the pool hall, or the high school. On your scene cards, you are going to see images of what's on the Scream card. So the object of the game is for everybody to complete their scenes and the scenes that are remaining. How you do that is by going around and gathering up the items that are pictured on that scene card. So I have a blood droplet there. Person to my left has 3 popcorns. Guess what? They don't have any of that. Person right here, oh, they have a phone. Perfect. They're on their way as well. Then this next person needs 3 phones. Oh, look at that. They're in luck. They got 2 phones and they got an extra card here. To determine who goes first, whoever used the knife last out of your friend group or your family, they go first. I used the knife last. I'm the only one here, just like when I was a little kid playing games by myself. So I am player number 1. I have a couple options to do. I can draw a Scream card to see what I get that's close to the cards that I have here, or I can trade with anybody. And since this is a strategy game, they see what's on my scene card, I see what's on their scene cards. If I'm seeing that they don't need something that I have, I'm not going to trade with somebody. I'm just going to choose another Scream card, and I'm going to see if it's what I need. And then, very important, pass the knife to your left. This is going to cause problems. If you forget to pass the knife to go left, that person cannot start. It's going to start some tension amongst your friend group, because this is very important. Pass the knife, they get to go down and ask, hey, let's trade. Hey, let me draw a card from here, and then the knife gets passed on again. What makes this very stressful is not only passing a knife, you have Scream music playing in the background, and a call from Ghostface can come at any time during the game. When Ghostface calls, everything stops because you have to hear what he is saying. Some of the times he is just taunting you.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Other times he's telling you where he is going.
Oh, I don't see a school nurse. If you're at the high school, I hope you know first aid.
He's gonna hang up, he's gonna call back in within a minute or two, let you know what he wants, hang up again, and then it's up to you and the players around you to go as fast as possible to get that item to the person that is in danger. If not, and when he calls back and you don't have what he needs, you lose your entire hand. Other times, he is going to target a specific person because he's going to call and that person's name is going to be in the phone.
I enjoy a good hunt, and you're my next prey, unless you show me 4 phones, or else your time in the spotlight will end.
And then you take Ghostface and you put that Ghostface in front of the person that he is calling. He's going to hang up. He's going to give you some time to gather up those cards, either by drawing them from the deck or by trading with other players. Once you have the cards, if he calls back,
I'm afraid you're out of time. Show me 4 phones right now or you're dead.
You have them? Perfect. You just discard those cards. If you don't have the cards, you're dead. The game is over for everybody. So it's very important that we work together at this. Now, the objective to the game is that you need to complete the images on the scene. So once you get 2 popcorns in my instance here, and you get a keys and a blood droplet, this scene's done. Goes to the discard pile. I go ahead and I grab the next one. We start around again. You do this until you complete all the scenes. However, that's not it, folks. Within the final minutes of playing the game, the phone is going to beep and it's going to start a timer. You will only have 2 minutes to go around the board as fast as possible to complete these scenes, or you're dead. Everybody, and the game is over. So I'll tell you, this is stressful, and it's going to put your relationships with your family or friends to the test as you try not to panic because you have the Scream music playing, you have him calling and hunting you down, and you're trying to survive. And that's it in a nutshell. So hopefully you get to make the full 20 minutes. I know the first couple times we played, the one time we played, lost within 3 minutes. The next time we played, we lost in 10 minutes. The third time, when everybody was about to give up, they're about to strangle each other, we won. So don't give up in the game. It's very fun. It's stressful. It's I have to say, it's like feeling like you're in the movie being chased by Ghostface, the way they have it set up. It's brilliant to use the phone with it, to have that music playing, to have the timer, and have Ghostface, the Roger Jackson who voiced the character, calling you, threatening you, telling you who he's targeting. That's fun. It's just immersive when you're playing the game, and I definitely would recommend this for anybody that likes horror games, that wants to deal with some extra anxiety in their life. This is definitely a game for you to check out. And that brings us to the conclusion of our video. So go out there, pick up the Scream game. I hope this video helps you out a little bit in learning how to play the game. Have fun. Try not to be too anxious while you're playing the game, but I think that's a little fun. Like, right, Wes Craven said that horror movies are a release of fear. Well, this kind of is the same, because you're releasing some tension as you're going around. Now let me know if you bought this game, if you're planning on buying this game, or you're like, nah, drop that in the comments. And what other horror movie themed games do you have in your collection? There's a lot of great ones that are out there. Don't forget, the most important thing is to like this video. It's very important. The more likes we get, the broader the audience that gets to see this video, and it shows us a little love. We love you, you love us by dropping a like, and we're all good. And we appreciate you taking the time out to spend with us, to watch this video, to watch our other content. Thank you as always, and until the next Crypts episode, see you.
That is a great